Have you ever wondered what the new Cold War might look like? It's not being fought with tanks or missiles, but with something far more powerful, something you're using right now, technology. A new kind of Iron Curtain is descending, not across Europe, but across the digital world. It's a silent war waged in the invisible realms of code and silicon. For decades, Silicon Valley was the undisputed king of innovation. Think of the giants, Apple, Google, Microsoft. They built the modern world. But while we were watching California, another tech titan was rising in the east. Shenzhen, once a quiet fishing village, transformed into a dazzling metropolis, a hardware paradise birthing companies like Huawei, Tencent, and DJI. This isn't just friendly competition anymore. This is a fundamental clash of ideologies, systems, and ambitions, all converging on the battlegrounds of the 21st century: artificial intelligence, 5G connectivity, and the mind-bending world of quantum computing. The lines are being drawn. Data, which once flowed freely across fiber optic cables spanning the globe, is now being rerouted and restricted. This digital divide is creating two separate internets, two distinct technological ecosystems. One is rooted in the open, decentralized ideals of the West, while the other is a more centralized, state-guided model. The question is, can these two worlds coexist? Or are we destined for a digital schism that will reshape our planet? This isn't just about which phone you buy or what social media app you use. It's about the future of freedom, innovation, and global power itself. At the very heart of this technological struggle is something incredibly small, yet monumentally important: the semiconductor. These tiny chips are the brains of everything, from your smartphone to the most advanced military hardware. And the battle to control their creation is the most critical front in this new tech war. It's a conflict I like to call the Silicon Shield. Imagine a global supply chain of unimaginable complexity. It starts with designs from companies in the US, moves to ultra-precise manufacturing in Taiwan and South Korea, and often ends up being assembled into final products in China. This intricate dance has worked for decades, but now it's a massive vulnerability. The United States, realizing its dependence on foreign manufacturing, has started to block China's access to the most advanced chip-making technology. The crown jewel of this technology is the EUV lithography machine. Made by a single Dutch company, ASML, these machines are arguably the most complex pieces of equipment ever built by humans. They use extreme ultraviolet light to etch circuits onto silicon wafers with a precision that is almost impossible to comprehend. Without them, you can't make the most powerful chips. And right now, China can't buy them? This has triggered a frantic race for self-sufficiency. China is pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into building its own domestic semiconductor industry, trying to reverse engineer decades of Western innovation in just a few years. It's a monumental task, like trying to build a state-of-the-art jet engine from scratch without the blueprints. Meanwhile, the US and its allies are investing heavily to bring chip manufacturing, or fabs, back to their own shores, creating what they hope will be a resilient silicon shield against supply chain disruptions and geopolitical threats. This chip war isn't just about economics. It's a strategic battle for the foundational technology of the modern world. The winner will hold the keys to the future, and that future is undeniably intelligent. We then move from the war over silicon to the war over thought itself, the AI arms race. If chips are the brains, then AI is the consciousness that will inhabit them. We're witnessing a Cambrian explosion of artificial intelligence. Large language models, like the one that might have helped script this video, are changing how we create and communicate. Autonomous systems, from self-driving cars to battlefield drones, are moving from science fiction to reality. This is where the competition gets truly intense. The race is on, and it's being fueled by data. Data is the new oil, the raw material that trains these powerful AI models. And this has led to a new concept: data sovereignty. Nations are building digital walls to keep their citizens' data within their borders, both for privacy reasons and to fuel their own national AI champions. You have the American tech giants, with their vast troves of global user data, pushing the boundaries of AI research in an open, competitive environment. On the other side, you have China, with its massive, unified population data, leveraging a state-driven approach to rapidly deploy AI in everything from smart cities to surveillance. This creates a profound ethical dilemma. How do we ensure these powerful systems are used responsibly? What happens when different countries have fundamentally different ideas about AI ethics, privacy, and control? We are no longer just programming machines. We are programming the very logic of our future societies. The AI arms race is not just about who has the smartest algorithm. It's a battle for the soul of our digital future. So where does this all lead? We stand at a crossroads, facing two very different potential futures. The first path leads to what many are calling the Splinternet. Imagine a world with two distinct digital spheres, walled off from each other. A Western internet and a Chinese internet. Different apps, different hardware, different rules, and different truths. Your access to information, products, and even communication could depend on which side of this digital curtain you're born on. It would be a fragmented world, marked by mistrust and technological decoupling, where global collaboration on challenges like climate change and pandemics becomes vastly more difficult. It's a future of digital walls and echo chambers, but there is another possibility. A future of synergy, or at least competitive coexistence. In this scenario, the world doesn't split apart completely. Instead, we see the emergence of two powerful competing tech blocks. The competition is fierce, driving innovation at an unprecedented rate in both camps. While there would still be strategic restrictions on the most sensitive technologies, other areas of the digital economy could remain interconnected. It would be a delicate, and at times tense, balancing act. A new kind of global equilibrium defined not by a single dominant power, but by the dynamic interplay between two tech superpowers. The digital globe flickers between these two futures. The choices we make today, the policies our governments enact, the technologies our engineers build, and the values we choose to embed in our code will determine which path we take. Will we build digital bridges, or will we retreat behind digital walls? The future isn't written yet. It's being coded right now. Thanks for watching. If this made you think, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world.